Hey everybody, this is John and welcome to the free video. Let's take a look at a couple of things here. First things first is IWM. So IWM here has actually held up pretty good today in relation to the other indexes, but it's not out of the woods yet. You can see here it did bounce off its 50-period moving average, but it is trading below here. It's 8 and we have a squeeze. Now, what bulls hope for is that the squeeze momentum turns higher, we fire, and we're off and running to new highs. If we look at, say, the S&Ps at this point are breaking down from an ascending wedge, which is a potential reversal, and there are no squeezes here to save it. From here, if we look at the transportation sector today, it's like, oh my gosh, it had a fantastic day, but all it did was rise back to its 21 EMA after basically falling most of the last week, and so at this point that's pretty much a dead cat bounce. The other thing, well, in the premium video I'll show you there's still some very bearish readings on some of the key internals. We'll review that. But in terms of individual stocks and things like that, as I talked about I think in the last free video I did, keep an eye on the yen. The yen here, as long as the yen is drifting higher, we are going to see weakness in stocks, and you can see we do have a couple of closes here above that 21-period moving average, and the yen is holding up even in the face of a strong dollar. Okay, so that's doubly bearish there, that if the yen here is going to rally with a strong dollar, that's kind of a flight to liquidity, and that means that money would be coming out of the stock market. All right. In terms of individual trades, at this point, there are a couple of stocks here that I like to the short side. We'll look at those in the premium video. On the long side, I definitely like stocks here that are kind of doing their own thing. A good example of that is Qualcomm. Qualcomm here has had this huge move. At this point, there's still a lot of short covering going on. This is a great candidate for selling put credit spreads, although I'm not necessarily looking for it to explode higher from here. I would certainly continue to sell puts on this. Also weighing down the stock market is Google. A couple people have asked me, is this a time to kind of get in and buy? Remember, we got to see, in terms of something like this, I like to see kind of a break below the high of the low 30-minute bar in kind of a trend like this. And right now that is right here. And you can see at this point we have not been able to close above it. So if we can actually break out above this and close above it, and close above 1170, then I would look for the selling to basically be done, and we could get a rally back up to 1180. That would be playable. All right, hope it helps. See you guys at the next update.